All right, folks, welcome back. This is Chris with Errol Langton in Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, Crimson Tide territory down here in Alabama.
Yeah, so I've been told that there's two sides to pick. You either pick Auburn or you pick Alabama, and if you pick one, you cut off half of the population.
Indeed.
So my understanding is for roughly 60-odd days of the year, there are houses that are divided because of the teams they support. So it is as political as you get in this area. So
well, I'm surprised.
I'm ready for that.
I'm surprised it's only 60 days. I figured it'd be the whole football season they'd be split. But it must be around the time the Auburn, if they happen to play Alabama that year, if that happens.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, okay, what's going on here? Now, we just sat down, and it's all quiet here in this FEMA camping zone. And now somebody's coming through with some sort of, it must be construction. They're moving the other FEMA tents. The new arrivals, new refugees are coming. So they're putting up new tents over here, I guess.
It happens maybe 2 or 3 times a week that we hear that equipment coming through. I still haven't figured it out. I'm assuming it is moving FEMA tents around. They haven't moved mine yet, so I'm still good.
Yeah. So look, we're situated about, gosh bless it. Could you set those tents up? No, but seriously, we're situated, I don't know, about 200 meters from where your tent's located.
Yeah, about 200 meters.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Obviously, we're being smart asses here. They're cutting the grass. Isn't that nice? 7:30 in the morning, they're cutting the grass. In case you were sleeping, now you're not. But anyway, so look, we're doing this video just to give people a handle on what's going on here. A lot of nonsense was spread about the program. A lot of stuff was said about it. You're one of the original 59ers. You've talked to a number of reporters in the past. You've interviewed with me in the past. We've talked about your experiences, but I think it's kind of adds a different flavor to the conversation to actually be here with you, look around. I got to be honest with you, Earl. I mean, this area, it looks like it was built probably 20, 30 years ago, but it's in good shape.
I think about 40 years ago.
Is it 40 years ago? Okay.
Yeah, it's been around.
Well, if it's 40 years ago, it's in very good condition. But the thing is, I have to tell you that these places are nicer than almost every place I've lived in my entire life. I mean, seriously, I'm not making that up. I mean, I had a pretty, at times, difficult childhood and lived in some pretty rundown tenement apartment buildings and stuff like that. This is nothing like that. So the program that you came over on isn't the same one that people are coming over now. We talked a lot about this, how there are some changes. You guys, as I described it, were a pilot program, a proof of concept, so they could do in-country refugee status. Now, in that experience, you're going to have some unique things, which we've talked about, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about life here. I mean, other than the fact that the humidity is absolutely brutal, but you have no control over that, nor does the U.S. government.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So we had a heat wave that came through here. It just clipped us here in where we're in Alabama, but Louisiana and Mississippi got up to about 108 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what, about 41 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So it was crazy hot, and humidity sitting 85 plus pretty much all the time.
That's the brutal part.
So it is brutal. However, it's lovely. People are friendly. People don't care about how we got here. They're very welcoming, and basically they just want you to get stuff done. They don't care about the rest of the stuff.
Now, I saw some of the reportage that went on about you guys being down here. People try to give background about where you're at in Alabama, and I remember talking about the Deep South and segregation and racism, the legacy of the South, which I don't see how that's germane to you living here right now, unless there's deep scars. Now, I've been here a short time, but my grandfather used to live in Birmingham. Obviously, there was always bigotry and racism that takes place, but everywhere I've gone, I've run into white folks and black folks, and I've seen people getting along everywhere.
I can honestly say that I haven't had an issue with anybody. Like I said, people are friendly, and it doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter yet. As much as it did at one point in time, it doesn't matter. People just get along. People just want to have a good life. They don't want to nitpick about that stupid stuff. In the role that I'm in at the moment, I speak to people all the time, and I get asked regularly. Probably at least 50 or 60 people have asked me, what's your accent, where are you from? And I'll go into, I'm from South Africa, and I kind of tell a little bit of the story, not about the refugee status or anything. Yeah. I've had one person actually go, oh, you're part of that refugee group that came over. Yes, I am. Oh, welcome. Not, what are you doing here? Are you taking our money? You taking our jobs? Yeah.
Are you taking our women?
Not the case at all. Guy was really friendly, very knowledgeable on the subject, but he was just, welcome, work hard. That was the message he sent, and that's what everybody has told me.
Well, that is America. Work hard. Now, there is one similarity when we go back to the race issue that is very similar to South Africa. It does matter to a certain class of people.
Oh, yeah.
Who want political power, who like clicks, who make clickbait-worthy stuff, whether it's content creators or legacy media. That crowd of glitterati, as I'll call them, they are obsessed with race, and that's what you hear all the time. When I came back to America from Ethiopia in 2015, I would have been forgiven if I had thought there were white and black people in the streets murdering each other every day, because that's the climate that the media presented to the world. And of course, I was in Africa, and I see, of course, CNN International, and I see the Financial Times, see all these publications overseas, and they're presenting a case of America that didn't reflect what was on the ground. Now, some of the stuff that was bad with race relations was a consequence of what happened in the Summer of Love after the George Floyd incident, and so people just acted like fools. But prior to that, prior to Obama, we got to a stage in America where most people just tend to get along.
And like, again, that's been my experience. People just want you to work. If there's a message that I can give to any of the South Africans that are looking to come over or have arrived already, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to word this.
It won't be the first time Errol gets flamed.
Yeah. So I'm going to use the term Africans, and when I say Africans, I include all Africans. Doesn't matter what your racial background is.
Arabs,
you're
white
born
folks.
in Africa.
Yeah. Okay.
Africans, white, black, colored, you name it, professional victims. That's what Africans are. Africans have had their hand out to the rest of the world for decades, if not, more than a century. And that's ingrained in who we are as being Africans. So when you come across here, people will give you a little bit of time to kind of work that out of your system. But if you play the victim card, you will not fit in. Yeah. You will not be part of the society. But if you kind of deal with it, take a few weeks, kind of get it out of your system, it's not discrediting what's happened to you, nothing at all. It's just don't play that victim card all the time. And if you get out of that out of your system, and you show that you've taken the opportunity that you've been given, and you go work hard on it, man, you can open any door. The opportunities are endless. I mean, I'm now at my second job already, because the first job was soul destroying, but that was just a bad choice I made.
Soul destroying.
But the jobs are there. 2 of my family members already got jobs. 3 of my family members already got jobs. The one had a job 2 days in. So opportunities are there. Jobs are there. You just need to get your head out of your proverbial and get it done. That's about it.
No, I have to agree with you wholeheartedly there. I came back with not many skills out of the Army in 1987 to the States, and 2 days later was contacted and offered a job as a disc jockey at a radio station. And this time around, of course, I famously turned down a lot of jobs to keep doing this sort of thing, keep people informed. The jobs are out there, and if you have the drive and ambition, the world's your oyster. And really, not to use tired phrases, but you really do need to grasp the nettle and just get out there and make it happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, Birmingham is a good example. They talk about a below 4% unemployment rate. Mm-hmm. They had a job fair here in Birmingham, I think it was about a month ago. They had 10,000 jobs available at the fair.
In the Birmingham area?
In the Birmingham area.
Yeah, so not in the state of Alabama, just in Birmingham.
25-mile radius from where I am right now, 10,000 jobs. There's always jobs available. Now, I've been given this advice.
When Democrats are in power, there isn't always jobs. James Earl Carter.
So I very carefully do not use the term Democrat or Republican. I wait until I'm a citizen, and then
I'm a citizen. I have that right.
So the jobs are there. They're available. Understand one thing. I met a guy, Dario, also an immigrant from Italy. He's been here about 8 years already. And Dario was telling me a few things to live by. Take what you can get now and work on what you want later. So don't get you and want the $30, $40, $50 an hour job. Take the $15 or $18 job so that you can get on your feet,
get started,
get an understanding of how the society works, build your networks. Indeed's great, Glassdoor's great, all of those job sites are great, but the best way to get a job is to just network with other people. Yep. Get into community groups, church groups, whatever societal groups work for you. Get into that, put in the effort, take the lower paying job to start with, and then build to what you want. And I promise you, you'll be there within a year's time. You'll be earning the better money and you'll be doing okay. I was lucky. Second job in. I've only been here just on 3 months, and I got something that's actually really, really good. Bit risky for me though, Chris. I did tell you about it. So I don't know if you want to share.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've got to say that there's been a lot of speak about car guards in America. And I'm really concerned that maybe I'm reinforcing that stereotype. It's car guard adjacent, so it's car wash.
It's in the same industry.
So I work for a car wash. So for anybody who's saying go over to America and become a car guard,
They're close.
they're close. They're close. I do have to mention that I'm not a 18-year-old that's doing the entry-level job. I run the site. I'm basically the boss there. So car wash adjacent, but several rungs up. So yeah, so those who want to scream and shout about car guards and, you know, how tough America is going to be and how we're just going in to replace the Mexicans and everything that are being taken out of the country, and not a racial comment there at all.
First off, it's not just Mexicans, but yes,
Yeah.
it's a whole world.
All illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
So it's not the case. But I do have to brace everybody for one thing. There's nobody who's going to clean up after you. You do your own thing. If you make a mess, you clean it. I don't care if you're 18 or 80. If you got something to do, you got to do it. You can pay somebody else to do it, but that's going to cost you. So come over, be prepared to work. That's the most important thing.
Well, so folks, we are opening franchising opportunities for the Colonel's Car Guard Corporation. So this is the first branch in Alabama. And so Earl, his employer, doesn't know this. On the side, he's actually started the car guard operation because it's in the close to that industry with the car wash. So he's working at the car wash, no kidding there. But seriously, Earl, let's talk briefly about where we're at here. And then I will say that there is one thing that's very much like South Africa in this pool setting here. I've looked to the left of me and I see that no one has cleaned the rubbish bin out, and it looks like donkey years. I don't know what's going on over there, but that reminds me of South Africa right there.
Well, we're actually pretty upset at the moment because we pay for someone to pick up the garbage throughout the complex, and they're having a bit of a dispute at the moment. So that for about 2 weeks, everybody's been taking their own trash out to
that's what's
the
going on.
compactor. But that's what that is.
Apparently, they're represented by Solidarity, just like Fly South Air pilots. All right, Errol. So, you know, all jokes aside, this FEMA tent stuff, and, you know, you're not going to be welcome here, and, you know, it's hard. Look, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. I mean, you know, it's not all My Little Pony. There are some challenges, but it seems like you're adapting very well. But, gee, I wonder why. I mean, you've got a swimming pool. It's just like South Africa. You've got trees around you that break some of this brutal sunlight that helps.
Yeah.
It's a lovely looking spot here. I mean, it looks like you'd land on your feet here.
Yeah, look, this is partly because of the assistance we got. They haven't paid our rent for the 15-month contract we have or any of that nonsense. They do help. We've been made aware that there's a very specific budget allocated for this. I know each state is slightly different, but the next group that come in, they've got a specific number. We were a little bit more open-ended. We were time-based. We were told 3 months, and then things changed, and then it dropped down to 2 months. So we've had to pay our own rent, which is fine. But you get enough support to be able to get on your feet. They're not going to buy you a car. They're not going to buy you a farm and tractors and all the stuff that goes with it. I know it's incredible. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there going.
But I was promised so much, and it was going to come immediately.
And Trump was supposedly stealing all the farmers from South Africa so you can have farmers in America. Yeah, that's not how it works. But in any case, you know what? Everything's here. You get the opportunity. You get that small starter kind of loan at the beginning there, and you have to make do with what you've got. If you don't, it's your name on the lease. It's not the U.S. government's name on the lease.
You're the one getting evicted.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And oh, by the way, they do evict people in America.
Oh yeah,
this isn't South Africa.
Quickly. So, I mean, if in South Africa you run into an issue, if the banks foreclose on you in a year's time, you're still doing good. Yeah, you miss a few payments. That's it, done. So there's systems for everything here, from looking after you to making sure they get rid of the riffraff. There's a system for everything, and it kicks in. There's no one that goes and says, well, let's maybe do that. It's just a process to everything, and it just kicks in, and then it happens, good or bad.
Well, again, as I said, this is a lovely spot here. You've got pine trees, you got some broadleaf trees around us here. And of course, as I said, it is the South. That sun can be quite brutal. But right now, the sun's not hitting us. It'll be here in a few minutes as we get closer through the day. But we got large trees back here, about 30 meters high, that are blocking the sun, which is kind of nice. Keeps the temperature cooler. And here's a swimming pool right here. It's just a couple hundred meters from where these guys live. Are the kids taking advantage of it?
Oh yes, there's actually 2 pools here. The other one's
I'm
got
sorry. There's 2
gorillas and everything.
Yeah. Lifestyles of the rich and famous with Robin Leach. Good Lord, 2 pools.
So,
Did they bring you mint juleps?
so now that I've given you an idea for a new series, we can kick off here. Yeah, kids have definitely taken advantage of it. My wife isn't working yet because we're waiting for school to start.
Sure.
So she brings them out to the pool regularly, every couple of days at least. I don't know if you noticed, but she's got a pretty deep tan already. So yeah, that's Alabama summer.
Enjoying the summer.
Yeah.
Well, folks, from Birmingham in the deep south of the United States in Alabama, I'm here with Errol, and we want to thank you for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment behind. We can't promise you a rose garden or a FEMA tent, but and not every refugee experience will be the same. Some will have highlights, some will have lowlights. Life isn't always easier. Is the grass greener? Well, it's a matter of perspective. You know, if you want to go to Wimpy, you're out of luck. If you want to get yourself some Druvors or Biltong, you can still do that in America. But my recommendation is buy the stuff that's imported. Don't buy the stuff you'll make here.
Yeah, or make it yourself like I do.
Or make it yourself, yeah. Anyway, Errol, any final words on this one before we wrap up?
No, I think we've covered everything.
All right,
As much as we can.
From the Federal Emergency Management Agency's encampment outside of Birmingham, this is Chris and Errol saying cheers.
Cheers.